Safety patrol, not in color, because it's safer. Well, suddenly I want a Chevy and I'm hungry for jam. It's weird. And it's all orange on the lead, followed by Roadkill, and put it on my bill, bringing up the rear. And a horse.
40 years ago, the motorist was
back here with my flag, you thieving bastard!
Along at such a high speed that some villages required an officer of the law to clear the way in front of him with a flag.
Like a total spaz.
The road had to be cleared of pedestrians for the benefit of the motorist. But today, we often clear the road of motorists for the benefit of the pedestrian. Safety for the pedestrian has been steadily improved in spite of the traffic load which has been added to our streets in the last 40 years. To our schoolboy safety patrols must go a lion's share of the credit, not only for what they have done in the past, but also for what they are doing for the future. These boys take a regular course of study to qualify for their job and are trained by men experienced in traffic problems who meet with them frequently and give them both instruction and practical demonstrations in pedestrian safety.
Well, Tommy, you won the lottery. Everybody else grab a stone. Oh, almost time for my beating. Over here, guys. You suck!
Hello, Sergeant.
Hello, honey.
I smell bacon.
Hi there, Sergeant.
Sergeant?
How you doing?
Go.
You should know. You saw me working.
This is my corner, Pops.
Sure. Well, what do you think of traffic work, Pete? Like it?
Oh, sure. That is, I like handling the kids all right. But the men and women give me a pain in the neck.
You mean the drivers?
No, it's not the drivers so much. It's the men and women walking.
Like
Some
you,
of them
you
won't
bastard.
get the same training that we have in the patrol.
You're right, Pete. I wish we could send them all to school.
No, I'd take them to school, all right.
Gosh, I don't know. Some of them are pretty bad. Remember the time he gave us the speech on where to walk?
Sure. That was lesson number 1.
Well, I see more older people doing those things wrong. Now, we kids
I'm breaking kneecaps next time.
Catty corner across 2 streets at an intersection. We know we're going to be safer if we take 1 street at a time.
And we know we're going to be more likely to get where we're going.
Yes, sir. And then there's another thing that seems hard for men and women to get. And that's not to cross a street in the middle of the block.
Look at these dizzy dames.
So told to us in school. But our dads and mother get all mixed up over a little thing
dads
like
and mother.
Wait until you come to the corner before
household.
you try and cross the street. You'd be surprised.
It doesn't surprise me at all, Pete. Women are very careless that way.
Estrogen's a known safety inhibitor.
Your wife does it sometimes.
Leave my wife out of this, Pete.
Well, I suppose maybe she does.
I see the men doing some awful crazy things too. Like
lurking in the bushes.
Well, stepping out from between parked cars. Of course, anybody that steps out from between parked cars is crossing the street in the middle of the block.
Which is against rule number 2.
Yes, sir. If you'll watch the kids coming out of school some afternoon,
you'll notice that none of them talk to me.
That you'll be almost sure that one of them will run into the street from between parked cars.
I call it passive Darwinism.
That's because you fellas in the safety patrol are doing good work.
But one of our toughest jobs is to keep the fellas from playing games in the street.
There's a time and place for backgammon.
But the kids are getting wise to themselves, and they beat it straight for the playground.
Someday, Pete, we'll even have more playgrounds for you.
We sure can use them.
Pete, do you like gladiator movies?
Remember at our last week's meeting when you gave us the rule for where to walk on a country highway?
I sure do. Do you remember it?
Oh, sure.
That was the best birthday ever.
All you gotta remember is to walk on the left side of the highway so you can see what's coming on your side of the road. There's just one more thing about where to walk, Sergeant.
Now
this
you're
kid
talking.
Is drill instructor?
It's about getting out out of the wrong side of a car and running across the street.
Right.
People don't do it enough.
Sir, you know I'm old Dad forgets that one.
Wait a minute, Pete. I'm going across the street and get some cigars.
Hold on, Dad.
Get me some
We'll have to
Newports.
get your dad to attend one of our weekly meetings.
Hey, the signal's saying what I'm
Pete,
thinking.
you've had lots of chances to watch grown-up pedestrians. How do you think they are about obeying traffic signals?
Name names
Some
if you
of them are
can.
pretty bad. You gave us 3 things to remember. But I notice a lot of men and women don't know them. Or they forget them.
Now you forgot the away.
For instance,
Well, take the
Who's
first
Francis?
one, which was doing what we did just now. Always stop for a red light. And never try to cross that street until that light
It's
turns
the twins
green.
from The Shining.
We kids know these lights are for people walking, as well as for folks who
Come
drive
cross
cars.
the street with us.
And we wait for the
Forever
green
and
light,
ever.
even if there isn't any traffic in sight. Then the next thing to remember is to
Is
keep
not
your
to dress
eyes
like
peeled
that.
for drivers making right turns. Just having the green light ahead of you doesn't always mean that you have a free ticket to the other side of the street.
you're right. And that goes whether there's a light or not.
That was really
Then
tense. Thank
last
God
of
he made
all
it.
is that stuff about timing. If we get to a cross street when the signal has been go for some time,
And
we
we're dressed
won't
as a
try to
cowboy.
race across before it changes to stop. We kids are trained to figure things so that we
I'm
won't
calling
get
you
caught
out, stop
between
sign!
signals. We wait for the next change. And then go across with time to spare.
Pete, you really know your stuff.
But you're
Come
under
on over to the
arrest.
store a minute. We'll take the underpass.
Say, wouldn't it be something if we could cross every street this way?
Just
Well,
get in the
they're
damn
building a lot
tunnel.
of these now, and just for the sake of pedestrians, too.
It'd make things a cinch for the people walking. We fellas on the safety patrol could take it pretty easy.
Nothing doing, Pete. You're all
What's he
doing
holding,
too
by the
good a
way?
job. The safety patrol is teaching folks all over the country how to be safe pedestrians. Every single one of them deserve a treat.
Like the dogs they
Come on
are.
in here and I'll buy you a soda.
Gosh, do you mean that?
I sure do mean it, Pete.
Geez, thanks a lot, Sergeant.
This is better than Christmas.
What
Last
would
year
be?
I got a shoe
Take
filled
my
with
chocolate
tuna
soda.
fish.
What'll yours be, Sergeant?
Double it.
Double what, sir?
A double soda. Thanks a lot, Sergeant.
You...
Eh,
Oh, you bet.
eh,
You bet. Double
eh.
sodas for us both. Now, Pete, let's hear you give the 9 rules for pedestrian safety.
We're into the lightning round now, Pete.
Well,
Pete?
first, never cross 2 streets diagonally at the same time.
Sing along, everyone.
Don't cross
Oh,
the
wait.
street in the middle of the block.
Third.
Never step into the
Is the
street
sergeant
from
in a
between
wheelchair?
parked cars.
Fourth.
Your sash can be used as a flotation device.
Fifth.
Always walk on the left-hand side of an open highway.
Sixth.
No fat chicks.
Never get out of a parked car on the left-hand side.
Seventh.
Last rung
Stop
not to
for
be
the
used
red
as a
light.
step.
Walk with the green.
Eighth.
Breakfast only served
Look out
until
for
11
drivers
a.m.
Making right turns.
Ninth.
Don't let strange
Time.
policemen buy you
Don't
ice
get
cream.
caught between lights.
That's mighty good work, Pete. You've named them all.
Now, Pete, do you know what a crawl space is? Pete?
Yeah,
Meow.
I guess that's all there is.
Ice cream and traffic safety.
There isn't any more.
Suddenly, an out-of-control Chevy crashes into the ice cream shop and Pete's hit in the face with a spinning tire. Good night!